Right now, in this very moment, something magnificent is happening within you. There's a shift taking place, a transformation that's been waiting for exactly the right time to emerge. And that time is now. You didn't arrive here by accident. You didn't stumble upon these words by chance. There are no coincidences in this universe, only a perfect orchestration of events that have led you to this precise moment where everything is about to change for you. You've been preparing for this your entire life, even when you didn't know it. Every challenge you've faced, every obstacle you've overcome, every moment of doubt and every triumph, all of it has been shaping you, molding you, preparing you for what's coming next. And what's coming next is your turn. Your turn to win, your turn to succeed, your turn to become everything you were meant to be. For too long, you've been watching from the sidelines. You've seen others succeed while you wondered when your moment would arrive. You've celebrated other people's victories while secretly asking yourself, when will it be my time? Well, I'm here to tell you something that your soul already knows. It is your time. Right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect, now. The universe doesn't operate on your timeline or mine. It operates on a divine schedule, and everything happens at exactly the right moment. You might have thought you were ready years ago. You might have felt frustrated that things didn't work out the way you planned. But here's what you need to understand. You weren't ready then. You are ready now. Everything that had to happen has happened. Every lesson that needed to be learned has been learned. Every person who needed to come into your life has arrived, and every person who needed to leave has departed. The stage is set. The preparation is complete. Your moment has arrived. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking about all the times you tried before and it didn't work out. You're remembering the failures, the disappointments, the doors that closed in your face. You're wondering what makes this time different. Let me tell you what makes this time different. You are different. You're not the same person who failed before. You're not the same person who gave up. You've grown, you've evolved, you've learned, and most importantly, you've awakened to a truth that changes everything. That truth is this: you are not separate from the creative force that orchestrates the entire universe. You are an extension of it. You are a piece of it. The same intelligence that grows an oak tree from an acorn, the same force that keeps planets spinning in perfect harmony, the same creative power that transforms a caterpillar into a butterfly, that same power lives within you. It's not outside of you. It's not something you have to beg for or earn. It's already there, waiting for you to recognize it, claim it, and use it. You see, most people spend their entire lives looking outside themselves for permission to succeed. They wait for someone to give them approval. They wait for circumstances to be perfect. They wait for the right degree, the right connection, the right amount of money in the bank. And while they're waiting, their lives pass them by. But you're not going to make that mistake anymore, because you're beginning to understand something profound. You don't need permission from anyone. You already have everything you need within you right now. Think about this for a moment. When you were born, you didn't arrive here with an instruction manual. You didn't come with a guarantee of success or a promise that life would be easy, but you did arrive with something infinitely more valuable. You arrived with infinite potential. You arrived with the ability to create, to choose, to decide who you want to be and what you want to experience. That potential is still there. It hasn't diminished. It hasn't expired. In fact, it's been growing stronger with every experience you've had. Every time you've fallen down and gotten back up, you've strengthened your resilience. Every time you've faced fear and moved forward anyway, you've expanded your courage. Every time you've chosen love over hate, forgiveness over resentment, faith over doubt, you've been building the person you need to be to receive what's coming to you. And what's coming to you is magnificent. But here's what you need to know. Winning doesn't mean what most people think it means. Winning isn't about defeating others. It isn't about accumulating more stuff than your neighbor. It isn't about proving you're better than someone else. True winning, the kind of winning that matters, the kind that brings lasting joy and fulfillment, is about becoming who you truly are. It's about expressing your authentic self without apology or hesitation. It's about living in alignment with your highest values and your deepest truth. When I talk about your turn to win, I'm talking about your turn to be authentic, your turn to be real, your turn to stop pretending to be someone you're not just to please others, your turn to stop making yourself small so others feel comfortable. Your turn to step into the fullness of who you really are and offer your unique gifts to the world. And yes, you have unique gifts. Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't ever believe the lie that you're ordinary or average or just like everyone else. There has never been another you in all of history, and there will never be another you in all of eternity. Your combination of talents, experiences, perspectives, and passions is completely unique. The world needs what only you can offer. The question is, are you willing to offer it? For many years, you might have held back. You might have played it safe. You might have hidden your light because you were afraid of what others would think or say. You might have convinced yourself that it's better to blend in than to stand out. But that way of living has a cost, doesn't it? It costs you your joy. It costs you your fulfillment. It costs you your peace. And eventually, it costs you your life, because a life spent pretending to be someone you're not is not really a life at all. But all of that changes now, because you're finally ready to stop living for others and start living for yourself. Not in a selfish way, but in a self-honoring way. You're ready to acknowledge that you matter, that your dreams matter, that your desires matter, that your happiness matters. You're ready to stop apologizing for wanting more, being more, doing more. You're ready to claim your place in this world. Now let's talk about what it means to truly win in life. Winning begins in your mind. Everything does. Before anything can manifest in your external world, it must first exist in your internal world. Before you can achieve success, you must first believe success is possible for you. Before you can experience abundance, you must first develop an abundant mindset. Before you can attract love, you must first love yourself. Your thoughts are creating your reality every single day, whether you realize it or not. Every thought you think sends out a vibration into the universe, and that vibration attracts experiences, people, and circumstances that match it. If you're constantly thinking thoughts of lack, limitation, and fear, you'll continue to experience lack, limitation, and fear. But if you shift your thinking to thoughts of abundance, possibility, and love, your entire experience of life will transform. This isn't wishful thinking or positive affirmations or some kind of mystical magic. This is how the universe operates. This is spiritual law. What you focus on expands. What you give your attention to grows. If you spend your days worrying about what could go wrong, you're programming your mind to look for problems, and you'll find them everywhere. But if you start directing your attention to what's going right, to the opportunities that surround you, to the blessings that fill your life, you'll begin to see a different world. Not because the world changed, but because you changed the lens through which you view it. So your first act of winning is to take control of your mind. Stop allowing your thoughts to run wild like undisciplined children. Start becoming aware of what you're thinking throughout the day. When you catch yourself thinking negative, limiting, fearful thoughts, don't judge yourself. Don't beat yourself up about it. Simply acknowledge the thought and consciously choose a better one. It's that simple. You have the power to choose your thoughts, and when you choose empowering thoughts, you create an empowering life. But it's not enough to just think positive thoughts. You must also align your feelings with your desires. You see, the universe doesn't respond to your words or even your thoughts alone. It responds to the vibration you're emitting, and your vibration is determined by how you feel. You can say affirmations all day long, but if you don't feel deserving of what you're affirming, nothing will change. You can visualize success, but if you feel unworthy of success, your visualization is just a daydream. This is why so many people struggle with manifestation techniques. They're trying to use mental exercises to create change, but their emotional state is working against them. They're trying to affirm abundance while feeling poor. They're trying to attract love while feeling unlovable. They're trying to create success while feeling like a failure. And it simply doesn't work that way. So you must do the inner work. You must heal the parts of you that don't believe you deserve good things. You must release the old stories you've been telling yourself about who you are and what's possible for you. You must let go of the limiting beliefs that were programmed into you by parents, teachers, society, and past experiences. None of those beliefs are the truth about you. They're just beliefs, and beliefs can be changed. Start by asking yourself, what do I believe about myself that's keeping me from winning? What stories am I telling myself about why I can't succeed? What fears are holding me back? Be honest with yourself. Write down your answers. Look at them. Really look at them. And then ask yourself another question. Is this really true? Or is it just something I've believed for so long that it feels true? Most of the beliefs that limit you are not based on truth. They're based on past experiences, on other people's opinions, on moments when you tried something and it didn't work out the way you wanted. But past experiences don't determine future outcomes unless you let them. Just because something didn't work before doesn't mean it won't work now. Just because someone told you that you couldn't do something doesn't make it true. Just because you failed once or twice or 100 times doesn't mean you'll fail again. In fact, every failure has been preparing you for this moment of success. Every no has been leading you to the ultimate yes. Every closed door has been redirecting you to the door that's meant to open for you. You haven't been rejected. You've been redirected. You haven't been denied. You've been prepared. So stop seeing your past as evidence of what's possible for your future. Your past is over. It's done. It has no power over you except the power you give it. And starting today, you're taking that power back. You're releasing the past and stepping fully into the present moment where all of your power resides. Because here's what you need to understand. The present moment is all you ever have. You can't change the past, you can't control the future, but you have complete power over this moment right now. And what you do in this moment determines what happens in the next moment and the next and the next. Your entire future is being created by the choices you're making right now. So choose wisely, choose consciously, choose in alignment with who you want to be and what you want to experience. Every decision you make either moves you closer to your dreams or further away from them. Every thought you think either empowers you or diminishes you. Every action you take either builds the life you want or reinforces the life you don't want. And here's the beautiful thing. You get to choose. No matter what has happened in your past, no matter what's happening in your life right now, you always have the power to choose your response. You always have the power to choose your attitude. You always have the power to choose what meaning you assign to events. That's your freedom. That's your power. That's your winning edge. Too many people give away their power by blaming their circumstances. They say, I can't succeed because I don't have enough money. I can't be happy because of what happened to me. I can't move forward because of my background, my education, my age, my situation. But none of that is true. Those are excuses dressed up as reasons. And excuses don't serve you. They keep you stuck. They keep you small. They keep you from winning. The truth is, countless people have succeeded despite circumstances far more challenging than yours. People have overcome poverty, discrimination, disability, trauma, and every other obstacle you can think of to create extraordinary lives. What made the difference? They refused to see themselves as victims. They refused to let their circumstances define them. They refused to accept limitations. They decided that they would win regardless of the obstacles in their path. And that's the decision you need to make today. Not a wishy-washy hope or a vague desire, but a firm, unshakable decision. A decision that comes from the core of your being. A decision that says, this is my time. This is my turn. I am done waiting. I am done making excuses. I am done playing small. I am ready to win and nothing is going to stop me. When you make that kind of decision, everything changes. The universe responds to your commitment. Opportunities begin to appear. Resources show up. The right people come into your life. Doors that were closed suddenly open. It's not magic. It's alignment. When you align your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions with your intentions, you become a powerful force of creation. But you must be willing to take action. Positive thinking alone won't change your life. Good intentions alone won't create results. You must be willing to do the work. You must be willing to step out of your comfort zone. You must be willing to face your fears and do it anyway. You must be willing to fail, learn, adjust, and try again. Success is not a straight line from where you are to where you want to be. It's a winding path with ups and downs, twists and turns, obstacles and detours. But every step on that path is moving you forward, even when it doesn't feel like it. Every challenge is strengthening you. Every setback is teaching you. Every obstacle is preparing you for the next level. So don't be discouraged when things don't happen as quickly as you'd like. Don't give up when you face resistance. Don't quit when it gets hard. This is all part of the process. This is how you become the person who is capable of handling the success that's coming to you. Because if you received everything you wanted right now, today, without any preparation, you wouldn't be able to sustain it. You'd lose it as quickly as you got it. That's why the journey matters as much as the destination. The journey is where you develop the character, the wisdom, the strength, the resilience, the faith that you need to not only achieve success, but to maintain it and enjoy it. The journey is where you become who you need to be. And part of that journey involves learning to trust. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be. Trust that everything is working out for your highest good. Trust that the universe has your back. Trust that you're being guided and supported even when you can't see the evidence of it. This is where faith comes in. Faith isn't believing that everything will be easy. Faith is knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. Faith isn't the absence of fear. Faith is feeling the fear and moving forward anyway. Faith isn't about having all the answers. Faith is being willing to take the next step even when you can't see the entire staircase. When you operate from faith instead of fear, you become unstoppable. Fear will tell you all the reasons why you can't succeed. Fear will remind you of past failures. Fear will magnify every obstacle and minimize every opportunity. Fear will keep you paralyzed, stuck in the same place, living the same life year after year. But faith will tell you a different story. Faith will remind you of your strength. Faith will show you possibilities. Faith will give you the courage to try. Faith will move you forward even when the path is unclear. And faith is a choice. Every single day, you get to choose whether you're going to listen to fear or faith. Now, as you step into your turn to win, you need to understand something crucial about the nature of success. True success is not a destination you arrive at. It's not something you achieve once and then you're done. Success is a way of being. It's a continual process of growth, evolution, and expansion. Many people think, once I get the job, the house, the relationship, the money, then I'll be successful, then I'll be happy. But that's not how it works. If you're not happy now, you won't be happy then. If you don't feel successful now, you won't feel successful then. Because success is an internal experience, not an external one. You can have all the external markers of success and still feel empty inside. You can have wealth, fame, and achievement and still feel like something's missing. Why? Because you're looking for fulfillment in things that can never fulfill you. True fulfillment comes from living in alignment with your purpose. It comes from expressing your authentic self. It comes from contributing to something greater than yourself. It comes from growing and evolving and becoming more of who you really are. So as you pursue your goals and dreams, don't make the mistake of thinking that achieving them will complete you. You're already complete. You're already whole. The goals are just expressions of your creativity, opportunities for growth, ways to share your gifts. Pursue them with enthusiasm, but don't attach your worthiness to them. You're worthy right now, exactly as you are, regardless of what you achieve or don't achieve. This is the paradox of success. When you stop needing it to feel worthy, when you stop chasing it to fill an emptiness inside you, when you pursue it from a place of wholeness rather than lack, that's when it comes easily. That's when doors open. That's when opportunities flow. That's when winning becomes natural. Because you see, the universe responds to your energy, not your effort. You can work hard and struggle and push and still not get results if your energy is one of desperation and lack. But when you work from a place of joy, passion, and abundance, when you're motivated by love rather than fear, when you're inspired by possibility rather than driven by insecurity, that's when magic happens. So check in with yourself regularly. Ask yourself, why do I want this? Am I pursuing this goal because I think it will make me worthy? Or am I pursuing it because it excites me, because it allows me to express my gifts, because it's aligned with my purpose? If you're chasing success to prove something to yourself or others, you're going to struggle. But if you're creating success as an expression of who you are, you're going to thrive. Another key to winning is learning to get out of your own way. Most of the time, you are your own biggest obstacle. It's not the world holding you back. It's not other people blocking your path. It's you. It's your doubts, your fears, your limiting beliefs, your negative self-talk, your tendency to overthink and overanalyze and procrastinate. You know that voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough? That voice that says you're going to fail? That voice that reminds you of every mistake you've ever made? That voice is not your friend. That voice is not protecting you. That voice is the ego trying to keep you safe by keeping you small, and you need to stop listening to it. Instead, start listening to the quiet voice of your intuition, your inner wisdom, your higher self. That voice that whispers encouragement. That voice that sees your potential, that voice that knows the truth about who you are. That's the voice you want to follow. That's the voice that will lead you to your victory. But you have to quiet the noise to hear it. You have to create space for it. You have to spend time in silence, in stillness, in meditation or prayer or whatever practice connects you to your inner truth. Because in that silence, you'll find clarity. In that stillness, you'll find guidance. In that connection, you'll find the strength and courage you need to keep moving forward. And as you move forward, remember this: you are not in competition with anyone else. There's no race you need to win. There's no one you need to beat. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. Your only goal is to be a little bit better, a little bit stronger, a little bit wiser, a little bit more loving today than you were yesterday. When you understand this, you free yourself from the trap of comparison. You stop looking at other people's lives and feeling jealous or inadequate. You stop measuring your progress against someone else's journey. You recognize that everyone is on their own path. Everyone has their own timing. Everyone has their own lessons to learn. Your turn to win doesn't mean someone else has to lose. There's enough success, enough abundance, enough opportunity for everyone. The universe is infinitely abundant. There's no shortage of good things. The only shortage is in our thinking, in our belief that there's not enough to go around, that if someone else succeeds, it means less for us. But that's scarcity thinking, and scarcity thinking will keep you stuck in lack. Abundance thinking recognizes that we live in an expanding universe, that new opportunities are being created every day, that there's more than enough for everyone to thrive. When you adopt this mindset, you stop seeing others as threats and start seeing them as inspiration. You celebrate their success instead of resenting it. You learn from their journey instead of comparing yourself to them. And here's what happens when you genuinely celebrate others' success. You align yourself with the energy of success. You tell the universe, yes, I believe in abundance. I believe success is possible. I'm ready for my turn. And the universe responds by bringing success to you. So be generous with your celebration of others. Be genuine in your happiness for them. Support others in their journey. Help others succeed. Mentor someone who's coming up behind you. Share your knowledge, your experience, your resources. Because what you give out comes back to you multiplied. This is universal law. You can't give without receiving. You can't help without being helped. You can't lift others without being lifted yourself. Now let's talk about persistence, because your turn to win will require it. Nothing worthwhile comes easily. Nothing meaningful happens overnight. Every person you admire, every success story you've heard about involved persistence. It involved continuing when things got hard. It involved trying when failure seemed certain. It involved believing when doubt was overwhelming. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't is not talent or intelligence or resources. It's persistence. It's the willingness to keep going when others quit. It's the refusal to give up no matter how many times you fall down. It's the determination to find a way or make a way. Thomas Edison tried thousands of times before he invented the light bulb. He didn't see those attempts as failures. He saw them as learning experiences. He said each one taught him something valuable. Each one brought him closer to success. That's the attitude you need to adopt. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every failure is feedback. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger. So when you face challenges on your path to winning, and you will face them, don't interpret them as signs that you should give up. Interpret them as signs that you're getting closer. Interpret them as tests of your commitment. Interpret them as opportunities to prove to yourself just how much you want this. Because here's the truth, the universe will test you. Life will challenge you. Your resolve will be questioned. Not because the universe wants you to fail, but because it wants to make sure you're serious. It wants to know if you're really committed or just casually interested. It wants to see if you'll do whatever it takes, or if you'll quit when things get uncomfortable. So when those tests come, and they will come, pass them. Show up. Do the work. Keep believing. Keep moving forward. Don't let temporary circumstances shake your faith in the ultimate outcome. Remember that everything is temporary. The challenge you're facing today won't last forever. The obstacle in your path right now will eventually be overcome. The pain you're feeling in this moment will fade, but your character, your strength, your determination, those are forever. Those are what you're building. Those are what will carry you to victory and beyond. So embrace the challenges, welcome the obstacles, thank them for making you stronger, wiser, better. And as you persist, make sure you're also taking care of yourself. You can't win if you burn out. You can't succeed if you sacrifice your health, your relationships, your peace of mind. Success achieved at the expense of your well-being is not real success. It's a hollow victory that will leave you empty. So create balance in your life. Take time to rest and recharge. Nurture your body with good food, exercise, and sleep. Feed your mind with positive input, learning, and growth. Nourish your spirit with practices that connect you to something greater than yourself. Invest in your relationships. Spend time with people who love and support you. Do things that bring you joy just for the sake of joy, not because they're productive or purposeful. Remember, you are a human being, not a human doing. Your worth is not determined by your productivity or your achievements. You have inherent value simply because you exist. So honor yourself, respect yourself, care for yourself, because you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't give your best to the world if you're depleted and exhausted. Now, as we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this thought. Your turn to win is not just about you. Yes, it's your time to succeed, to thrive, to prosper, but your success has a ripple effect. When you win, everyone around you benefits. Your family benefits. Your community benefits. The world benefits. Because when you step into your power, when you claim your greatness, when you live your purpose, you give others permission to do the same. You become a living example of what's possible. You inspire others to believe in themselves. You show them that ordinary people can create extraordinary lives. So your winning matters, not just to you, but to everyone whose life you touch. Your success is not selfish, it's service. When you shine your light, you illuminate the path for others. When you rise, you lift others with you. When you thrive, you create space for others to thrive. This is your moment. This is your time. Everything has been leading to this. Every experience, every lesson, every challenge, every triumph, all of it has been preparing you for what's coming next. And what's coming next is bigger, better, more beautiful than anything you've experienced before. But you have to claim it. You have to step forward and take it. You have to believe you deserve it. You have to know, not hope, not wish, but know that this is your turn to win. Because it is. I'm not telling you anything your soul doesn't already know. I'm just reminding you of the truth you've forgotten. I'm waking up what's been asleep inside you. I'm calling forth the greatness that's been waiting for this moment. So what are you going to do? Are you going to keep waiting for permission? Are you going to keep making excuses? Are you going to keep playing small? Or are you going to stand up, step forward, and claim what's yours? The choice is yours. It's always been yours. But know this, if you're reading these words, if you're hearing this message, if your soul is stirring within you right now, it's not an accident. It's a wake-up call. It's the universe saying, your time is now, your turn has come, step forward and win. So step forward, be bold, be brave, be authentic, be you. Because the world needs what you have to offer. The world is waiting for your contribution. The world is ready for you to win. And you know what? So are you. You're ready. You're prepared. You're capable. You have everything you need within you right now. The power, the wisdom, the strength, the courage, it's all there. You just have to tap into it. You just have to trust it. You just have to use it. This is your moment. Don't let it pass. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let doubt keep you stuck. Don't let the opinions of others dim your light. Rise up, stand tall, speak your truth, chase your dreams, create your reality, live your purpose, because this is what you came here to do. This is why you're alive, not to play it safe, not to blend in, not to live a mediocre life. You came here to shine. You came here to create. You came here to love. You came here to win. So win, not at the expense of others, but as an inspiration to others. Not through manipulation or force, but through authenticity and alignment. Not by becoming someone you're not, but by becoming more of who you truly are. Your turn to win starts now, not tomorrow, not when you're ready, now. Because you're already ready. You've been ready. You just needed to remember, and now you do. Now you know. Now you understand. This is your time. This is your turn. This is your moment to win. So go out there and claim it. The universe is on your side. Life is supporting you. Everything is conspiring for your success. All you have to do is believe it, feel it, and act on it. You've got this. You always have. You always will. Because winning isn't something that happens to you. It's something that happens through you. And it starts the moment you decide that you're done waiting and you're ready to become everything you were meant to be. Your turn to win is here. Now go win.
You are standing at the edge of something magnificent right now. Right at this very moment, there is a power within you that knows exactly what you need, exactly when you need it, and exactly how to bring it into your life. This isn't wishful thinking. This isn't some fantasy that I'm painting for you. This is the absolute truth of your existence. And the sooner you accept it, the sooner everything changes. God knows your heart. The universe knows your heart. The infinite intelligence that created galaxies and stars and the very breath in your lungs right now knows what's in your heart. And here's what most people don't understand. That same intelligence is working on your behalf right now, orchestrating events, moving people and circumstances, preparing the miracle that's already on its way to you. You see, we spend so much time worrying. We spend so much energy trying to control everything, trying to make things happen through force and struggle and endless effort. We wake up anxious, we go to bed worried, and in between, we fill our minds with doubt and fear and all the reasons why things won't work out. But what if I told you that while you've been worrying, while you've been doubting, while you've been lying awake at night wondering how it's all going to come together, the universe has been busy putting all the pieces in place? There's a beautiful line in Scripture that says, "Before they call, I will answer." Think about that for a moment. Before you even ask, before you even form the words, the answer is already being prepared. The miracle is already in motion. God knows what you need before you need it, because God lives in a place that exists beyond time, beyond our limited human understanding of past and future. In that space, your miracle already exists. It's done, it's complete, it's just waiting for you to align yourself with it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, well, if God knows my heart and my miracle is already on the way, why hasn't it shown up yet? Why am I still struggling? Why am I still in this situation? And that's the question we all ask, isn't it? We want to know why there's a delay. We want to know why we have to wait. We want our miracles delivered on our schedule, according to our timeline, wrapped up exactly the way we think they should be. But here's what you need to understand. The delay is not a denial. The waiting is not a punishment. Every single moment of your life, even the difficult ones, even the painful ones, even the ones that make you want to give up, they're all part of the preparation. They're all part of the process that's getting you ready to receive what's coming. Think about a seed that's planted in the ground. When you put that seed in the soil, you don't see anything happening right away. Days go by, weeks go by, and if you were to dig it up and look at it, you might think nothing is happening. You might think that seed is dead, that you wasted your time, that nothing is ever going to grow. But beneath the surface, invisible to your eyes, everything is happening. Roots are forming. Strength is building. The seed is transforming itself into something completely different. And then one day, when the time is exactly right, that sprout breaks through the soil and you witness the miracle. Your life works the same way. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. Just because you can't feel it doesn't mean the miracle isn't being prepared. God is working beneath the surface of your life right now in ways you can't perceive, in ways you couldn't even plan if you tried. You know, we live in a world that tells us we have to make everything happen ourselves. We're told that if we're not hustling, if we're not grinding, if we're not forcing and pushing and struggling every single day, we're not going to succeed. And yes, inspired action is important. Yes, you have to show up and do the work. But there's a difference between inspired action and desperate struggle. There's a difference between moving forward with faith and trying to control everything out of fear. When you try to force things to happen on your timeline, when you grip so tightly to how you think everything should unfold, you actually block the miracle. You close yourself off to the infinite possibilities that exist beyond your limited vision. You say to the universe, no, it has to happen this way at this time with these specific people and circumstances, and you miss the 100 other ways your miracle could come to you. But when you surrender, when you let go of the need to control, when you trust that God knows your heart and knows what you need better than you do, everything shifts. You open yourself to receive in ways you never imagined. You allow the miracle to come to you through paths you never would have chosen, in forms you never would have expected, at times that turn out to be absolutely perfect, even though they weren't what you planned. Now, surrender doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean sitting on your couch and doing nothing and waiting for miracles to fall from the sky. Surrender means doing your part while trusting God to do the rest. It means taking the steps you're guided to take while releasing your attachment to the outcome. It means showing up every day with faith instead of fear, with trust instead of doubt, with certainty that everything is working out for your highest good, even when you can't see how. There's a beautiful teaching that says, let go and let God. But what does that really mean? It means you stop trying to be the director of the universe. You stop exhausting yourself trying to manipulate every situation, control every person, and force every door to open on your command. Instead, you become the observer. You become the one who watches with wonder as the universe orchestrates miracles on your behalf. You see, God knows your heart, but do you know your heart? Do you really know what's in there? Because so often what we think we want isn't really what our soul is asking for. We think we want a specific job, but what our soul really wants is purpose and fulfillment. We think we want a specific relationship, but what our soul really wants is love and connection. We think we want a certain amount of money, but what our soul really wants is security and freedom. And here's the miraculous part. When you align with what your soul truly desires, when you go past the surface wants and connect with the authentic needs of your heart, the universe delivers in ways that are so much better than anything you could have planned. You get the job that gives you not just money but meaning. You get the relationship that gives you not just companionship but transformation. You get the abundance that gives you not just things but the freedom to live your purpose. Your heart knows, your soul knows, and God knows. There's a divine intelligence within you that understands exactly what you need to grow, to evolve, to become the person you were meant to be. And every experience you're having right now, even the challenging ones, they're all part of that unfolding. So many people are walking around feeling forgotten. They're feeling overlooked. They're feeling like their prayers aren't being heard, like their dreams don't matter, like they're too late or too early or too broken or too something. And I want to tell you right now with absolute certainty that none of that is true. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. Your prayers are heard the moment you think them. Your dreams matter more than you can possibly know. And you are exactly where you need to be right now. The miracle that's coming to you isn't coming because you're perfect. It's not coming because you've earned it through flawless behavior or because you've finally figured everything out. The miracle is coming because you exist, because you are a beloved child of the universe, because your heart matters, your life matters, your dreams matter, and there is a divine plan unfolding that includes you in the most beautiful way. Right now, at this very moment, there are people you haven't met yet who are going to change your life. There are opportunities being prepared that you know nothing about. There are solutions to your problems that are already formed and on their way to you. There are doors about to open that you didn't even know existed. All of this is happening right now in the invisible realm, in the space where miracles are born. And the only thing that can block your miracle from reaching you is your own disbelief. It's your own doubt. It's your own insistence on looking at your circumstances and deciding that nothing can change. Nothing will change. Nothing is going to get better. When you do that, when you close your heart and mind to possibility, you create a wall between you and your good. But I'm asking you today to tear down that wall. I'm asking you to open your heart again. I'm asking you to believe, even if you've been disappointed before, especially if you've been disappointed before, because every disappointment was just redirecting you towards something better. Every closed door was just steering you away from something that wasn't meant for you and towards something that is. You have to understand something about the nature of miracles. Miracles don't usually show up in the way we expect them to. We think a miracle has to be this huge dramatic event where everything changes in an instant, and sometimes it is. Sometimes the miracle is sudden and obvious and undeniable. But more often, miracles come quietly. They come through a series of small events that don't seem significant at the time. They come through a chance meeting, a random conversation, an unexpected opportunity, a sudden inspiration. The miracle might come through a person who says exactly what you needed to hear at exactly the right moment. It might come through a book that falls off a shelf and opens to the page you needed to read. It might come through a job posting you almost didn't apply for, a road you almost didn't take, a decision you almost didn't make. The universe is infinitely creative in how it delivers your good to you. And this is why you have to stay awake. You have to stay present. You have to pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities, the little nudges that are constantly guiding you toward your miracle. When you feel called to take a different route home, take it. When you feel inspired to reach out to someone you haven't talked to in years, do it. When a thought keeps coming back to you again and again, honor it. These aren't random impulses. This is divine guidance speaking to you, leading you exactly where you need to be. God knows your heart, which means God knows your fears too. God knows what you're worried about. God knows what keeps you up at night. God knows what you're afraid to hope for because you've been hurt before. And here's what you need to understand. Your fear doesn't disqualify you from miracles. Your doubt doesn't make you unworthy. Your past mistakes don't exclude you from future blessings. In fact, sometimes our greatest miracles come right on the heels of our greatest struggles. Sometimes we have to walk through the darkness to fully appreciate the light. Sometimes we have to experience lack to truly value abundance. Sometimes we have to feel lost so we can appreciate being found. There's a reason why some of the most beautiful, most transformed, most inspiring people you'll ever meet are the ones who've been through the hardest times. It's because they learned something in those difficult moments that you can't learn any other way. They learned that they're stronger than they thought. They learned that God is real and present and available. They learned that miracles aren't just for other people. They're for everyone. They're for you. So if you're in a difficult place right now, if you're going through something hard, if you're wondering how you're going to make it through, I want you to know that this is not the end of your story. This is not where you're going to stay. This is the chapter that's preparing you for the miracle. This is the night before the dawn. This is the last push before the breakthrough. And when your miracle comes, and it will come, you're going to look back on this time and understand why everything had to happen exactly the way it did. You're going to see how every delay was divine timing. You're going to see how every disappointment was divine protection. You're going to see how every struggle was building strength, character, faith, and wisdom that you're going to need for everything that's coming. The miracle that's on the way to you isn't just going to solve one problem. It's going to change everything. It's going to shift your entire life into a new direction. It's going to open doors you couldn't open yourself. It's going to connect you with people and opportunities and resources that are going to take you to levels you've only dreamed about. But here's what you have to do while you're waiting. You have to live as if the miracle has already happened. You have to walk with the confidence of someone who knows their breakthrough is guaranteed. You have to speak with the certainty of someone who knows God is working everything out. You have to make decisions from a place of faith instead of fear. This doesn't mean you ignore your current reality. It doesn't mean you pretend everything is fine when it's not. What it means is that you don't let your current circumstances define your future. You don't let what you see with your physical eyes override what you know in your spirit. You don't let temporary situations convince you that nothing is going to change. Everything changes. Everything is always changing. And change is coming for you right now in the form of a miracle that's going to blow your mind. But you have to be ready to receive it. You have to prepare yourself for it. You have to make room for it. How do you make room for a miracle? You make room by letting go of what's not serving you anymore. You make room by releasing relationships that are draining you. You make room by clearing out old beliefs that are keeping you stuck. You make room by forgiving yourself and others for past hurts. You make room by stopping the negative self-talk and the constant criticism and the endless rehearsal of everything that's wrong with your life. You make room by filling your mind with truth, by reminding yourself every single day that you are loved, you are worthy, you are capable, you are enough, by feeding your faith instead of your fear, by choosing gratitude instead of complaint, by looking for evidence of grace in your life instead of evidence of lack. And when you start doing this, when you start shifting your focus from what's wrong to what's right, from what you don't have to what you do have, from fear to faith, something amazing happens. The frequency of your energy changes. You start vibrating at the level of miracles. And the law of attraction, which is really just another way of saying that like attracts like, starts bringing matching experiences into your life. You see, the universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. It responds to the energy you're putting out. If you're constantly putting out energy of lack, fear, doubt, and unworthiness, that's what comes back to you. But when you start putting out energy of abundance, faith, trust, and worthiness, when you start being the miracle before you see the miracle, that's when everything shifts. God knows your heart, which means God knows what you're capable of. God knows your potential. God knows the greatness that's inside you, the gifts you have to share, the impact you're meant to make. And sometimes the reason your miracle is delayed is because you're not ready yet. You're not ready to steward what's coming. You're not ready to handle the blessing. You're not ready to manage the increase. And so the universe in its infinite wisdom uses this waiting period to prepare you, to grow you, to stretch you, to develop in you the character and the capacity and the consciousness that you're going to need for the next level. This isn't punishment. This is preparation. This is love. Because what good would it do to give you something you're not ready to receive, something you're not equipped to handle, something that would ultimately hurt you instead of help you? Think about a child who wants to drive a car. That desire is natural. That desire makes sense. But we don't give car keys to a child because we know they're not ready. They don't have the maturity, the skill, the judgment, the capacity to handle that responsibility safely. We make them wait, we make them learn, we make them grow. And when the time is right, when they've developed what they need to develop, then we hand them the keys. God is doing the same thing with you. Everything you're experiencing right now is developing something in you that you're going to need for what's next. Every challenge is building strength. Every obstacle is building problem-solving skills. Every setback is building resilience. Every disappointment is building faith. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. And here's the beautiful part. While you're being prepared, the miracle is being prepared too. It's being perfected. It's being customized specifically for you, for your life, for your unique situation and needs. It's not going to be a generic blessing. It's not going to be something one size fits all. It's going to be exactly, precisely, perfectly what you need. The miracle coming to you has your name on it. It was designed with you in mind. It takes into account your personality, your gifts, your history, your dreams, your purpose. It's not the miracle that was meant for your neighbor or your friend or the person you saw online. It's your miracle, and it's perfect for you. And when it arrives, you're going to know. You're going to feel it. There's going to be a sense of rightness, a sense of alignment, a sense that says, yes, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what my soul has been longing for. And all the waiting, all the wondering, all the moments of doubt and fear and confusion, they're all going to make sense. But until that moment comes, you have to hold on. You have to keep believing, you have to keep trusting, you have to keep putting one foot in front of the other even when you can't see the path. You have to keep showing up even when you're tired. You have to keep your heart open even when you're scared. Because the moment you give up is often the moment right before the breakthrough. The moment you stop believing is often the moment right before the miracle manifests. The moment you close your heart is often the moment right before the door opens. And I don't want you to miss your miracle because you gave up 5 minutes too soon. There are so many stories of people who were on the verge of something amazing and they quit, they gave up, they walked away. And later, sometimes much later, they found out that their breakthrough was literally around the corner. Their miracle was days away. Their answer was about to arrive.